Hello friends, welcome to P.Campoint. Today's topic is IUPAC nomenclature of coordination compound, which is a very important topic as mostly every kind of exams contains a question from this topic. So let's do it. I have written a coordination compound. Now in order to give it nomenclature, we will see that which part of this compound is cation and which part is anion. For this we will dissociate into aqueous solution and find that there is 4 K positive ions and one is anion part. This is my cation and this is complex anion part. As charge on this K positive ion is 1 into 4 is 4 positive and charge on this complex will be 4 negative as the whole coordination compound is neutral one. Now starting with the naming, rule number first is firstly name is given to cation part. And in this complex cation is potassium, so the name will start with potassium. We will not mention this number 4 in the IUPAC naming because it is only indicating that there are 4 potassium ions. That's it. Now rule number second is the name is given to anion part. In this complex, to name this complex anion, we will start with writing number of ligands, then name of ligand, followed by central metal atom name, and finally in bracket we will write the oxidation state of central metal atom. Now number of ligand means that if there is 2 ligand we will use the word di. If there is 3 ligand we will use word tri. If there is 4 ligand we will use word tetra. For 5 ligands we will use word penta. For 6 we will use word hexa. Now in this complex the number of ligand is 6, so we will write the word hexa for 6 ligands. Now after naming the number of ligand, the next step is name of the ligand. The ligand which we have write is Cn. Now to name this I have created a list in which some of the important ligands with their name is mentioned. Some of them are neutral ligands, some are negative ligands and rest one are positive ligands. In this list we can see that this Cn is a negative ligand with name cyano. So the name here is given cyano. This is a very important list. Without doing this naming of these ligands, it is impossible to do IUPAC nomenclature. So it is very important to firstly learn this list showing the names of the complexes and as well as their symbols which is given them. Okay, so we have written about number of ligands and name of ligand. The next step will be central metal atom. For this our rule number third is mentioned, in which we will write that if the central metal atom is a part of cation or neutral complex, then central metal atom name is simply written as it is बोल सकते हैं. But if it is a part of anionic complex, name will end with word 8. Now we can see that in this complex, iron Fe is a part of complex ion, so its name will end with word Ate. So the name is written as ferrite. Okay. Now the last step is our oxidation state. We have to mention the oxidation state. For this, we will see that charge on this complex is 4 negative, and we have to find the oxidation state of iron Fe. Let it be X. Okay, and there is 6 ligand, and one Cn ligand contains the charge -1. It is equated to the whole charge on this complex anion, which is -4. So the value of X comes out to be 2. Yani oxidation state of iron is +2, which is written here in bracket with Roman numbers. This is the very simple IUPAC naming of a complex. Now moving toward the next example, whose naming is to be mentioned or characterized. In this complex, firstly we will see that which part is cation and which part is anion. So this is my complex cation and this is anion part. Now according to our rule number first, we have to mention the name of cation first, which is now a complex ion. And in giving the name of a complex, firstly we will see that the number of ligands, naming of ligand. Now in this case we have two types of ligands. One is H2O and second is Cl. So which one is named first is the question. Okay, so there is a rule that if there is more than one ligand, more than one kind of ligand, then ligands are named in alphabetically order. Now among these two ligands, the name of H2O is written as aqua. This is my aqua. And for Cl, we use the word chlorido. Among these two, alphabetically aqua comes first, A and C come later. So the naming will start with this ligand, aqua ligand, and the number of aqua ligand is 4. So the word tetra is used for it. Tetra. H2O के लिए we will use aqua. Now naming to this ligand, the number of chlorido ligand is 2. So we will use word di. Cl के लिए we will use word chlorido. And now comes to the central metal atom, which is our chromium. And according to our rule number 3rd, if central metal atom is part of cation, the central metal atom name is simply written. So we will simply write chromium. Now after the central metal atom, we have to mention its oxidation number. Let's find it. We have to find the oxidation state of chromium. Let it be X. Now there is 4 number of aqua ligands, and since water is a neutral ligand, so it is neutrally charged. Charge is 0. Another one is there is 2 number of chlorine atom and charge on one chlorine atom is -1. Now we have to see the whole charge on this complex ion. This is nitrate ion. The charge on this is -1. So the charge on this complex will be +1. So let's equate it with +1. Now find the value of X. It will be +3. So the oxidation state will be mentioned here is +3 in common numbers. Now the cation part is complete. We have to mention the anionic part, which is nitrate. So simply we will write nitrate here. This is the IUPAC naming of the complex containing more than one kind of ligands. This is these two examples basically collect all the important rules regarding the naming, IUPAC naming of a coordination complex. And I hope you just understand it. In our next video, we will do some examples so that all the concepts related to it will be clear, and if any extra rules is left, it will also be covered. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you just like it. Tell me whether you like it or not. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you.